After a year of searching for a 1968 to 72 Chevy Nova, we found ourselves in the far countryside, only to be disappointed by the condition of the vehicle. Costly mistakes were made, and unfortunately it meant returning empty-handed. Never in a million years did I think I'd be restarting the search this far in, but that's exactly what happened. So the search continues, but it means starting from scratch.
How you doing? I found you.
New cars.
Wow, look at that.
There's new opportunities, new vehicles.
Oh, Camaro there, ragtop.
And new problems.
Almost got crushed. This dome collapsed.
On top of that, the biggest question though, did we make the right move by passing on this car, or did we make a big mistake? All will be soon revealed. All right, so we're back on the road and back on the hunt. You know, never would I've expected in a million years we wouldn't have picked up that car we went to go see. It was a very beautiful car. It was complete, but it would have been way too much work to do that. So we just unfortunately had to pass on. The thing is, with looking for these kind of cars, you really have to make sure it has everything you need in order to do it, because if there's a big problem, you're gonna pay for that problem for the rest of the restorations.
Yeah, it's a big project. You need a complete back end. You need everything.
It's best just to find something that's a good starting point, something that's got a solid frame, and go from there. So the car we're gonna go see today, it's not something I would have considered in the past. 10, 20 years ago, this would have been considered a parts car or a donor car. Now these have become so difficult to find that these are actually probably the best rolling chassis out there. So hopefully this thing is as good as it looks on the pictures, because you just never know. It's not complete. It's missing a lot of different parts. I don't have a story for it or anything like that, but I don't feel like I need that anymore based on what happened with the last vehicle. I feel like we've concluded that chapter. Now the most important thing is to get a car that's solid that we can work off. So just had to change my requirements based on how this journey's gone. I'm not going alone. I'm gonna go pick up my good friend Seb. He's a car restorer. He understands these vehicles. I have a good idea of what this vehicle looks like just based on the few pictures I saw, but he might pick up things that I won't. And it's really important because, you know, any sort of problem that you may look over or pass up could, you know, bite you in the butt for the rest of the restoration. So it's really important to look these things over really properly. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna go at Seb's shop and we'll head over and check out this car. Lots of Novas here, eh? You either love them or you hate them. All right, Mon Oncle Bastien, let's go see another car. Is third time the charm?
It's Mon Oncle Bastien.
Yeah, we gotta go see it, see if it's solid, right? Because
Yeah.
the last one looked beautiful, but we quickly learned it would be too difficult for me to do. So
Yeah, the other one was a too big project.
yeah.
The thing
For me.
Yeah, for you.
For a regular
And
guy, yeah.
For a regular guy
Yeah.
that wants to do it on his own.
And I actually have good news about that car. So since that has happened, I spoke with John and his grandson. He has a 12-year-old grandson, really likes the car, and I think they're going to restore it together, believe it or not. So that's really cool. Like, you know, and I'm really happy that you know, ended well. So everything happens for a reason, and they were very attached to the car. So I'm glad I didn't get it. But well, we're gonna go check out this car. We'll see if it's good. And you're the expert, so you know you're gonna pick up on things that I don't, and we'll see.
Let's go have a look.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have the answer right there. But my worry about that car is somebody already did some work.
So that's what I'm always afraid of too. For Bondo, we're going to be looking for Bondo. That's the main thing I want to look at.
What kind of work they did?
Yeah, they did replace the firewall and the subframe. So somebody wanted to save this car, whether they ran out of money or was there something wrong with it? We got to go see for sure.
My question is how they did it. Does this car have been fixed the right way or not? Or because you have to get some measurements before tearing down a part.
Yeah.
And then you have to put a car on a jig or something to get the car level enough. So when you get something out of the car, you want to replace it to the exact same position or very, very close.
So yeah, there has been some changes. So we'll have to see what it looks like, and we'll take a look.
If they change a firewall with the torque boxes,
right,
you want to make sure everything's well aligned, because if the car is not aligned, it's gonna pop out on one side.
Yeah. So good things to look out for. Okay, well we'll see. We'll take a look at what this thing looks like.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Here we are again, eh?
Nova, Quest for Nova.
Quest for Nova.
Round 2.
No, this is round 3.
Round 3.
Yeah, Ventura was round 1, then John's
Where's
this
the
one.
Nova? Quest for the Nova.
There's been about 47 other quests I've had, but you weren't on those. Okay, hopefully he's not too pissed off that we're late.
Oh, that's the place there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right. Wow, it is.
Is it the right place or not?
It is the right place.
Oh, geez, there's a lot of stuff here.
A lot of stuff here. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Camaro there.
The Firebird.
Firebird. Ragtop. Oh, nice.
Almost got crushed. This dome collapsed in the winter. My Chevelle and the Nova. It was that much to the Nova, the Chevelle getting crushed.
So here she
That's
is.
the car.
That's the car. So somebody did the firewall. I think. Actually, I don't know if they replaced it. It looks painted.
How many have you gone to look at so far?
50.
50? Wow.
It's just
A couple of rounds.
the problem is either people have done too much work to them,
Yeah.
or they're way too far gone. Like the ones I've been looking at are 40, 50 years in fields.
Even the structure is no more good, Max.
Really? No kidding.
Nah.
What do you see?
Right there, the pillar,
Okay. Oh, the inner pillar.
corners there.
Uh-oh.
It's a common rusting problem with Novas. It's, a quarter have been changed many, many years ago.
They were changed?
Yeah. Yeah. Full trunk pan, frame rails.
Frame rails too?
Yeah, it needs a full restore. They're all the same. They're all the same.
It's a poor design with no frame in the middle.
I would say the Chevelle is way more better than the Nova. You might want a Chevelle instead of a Nova.
Yeah.
It's a good
It's a good project.
parts car.
Yeah.
It's a good,
This was clearly a parts car that somebody used at some point.
even the roof is no good. It's rusty. For sure, there's some bubbles there.
Okay.
So there's something underneath. They changed the quarter panels on both sides. So long time ago. It's a project. It's a full project.
You can see the paint's pretty thick too.
Yeah. Sadly, another big project for you, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not a floor pan replacement. It's a full
Yeah. It's a full shebang.
from front to rear.
You can get outside, quarter panels, you can get outer rockers, you can get floor pan. You can't get the pillars. You can't get the inner structure.
That's the only part you cannot get for Nova. The structure inside.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's past my abilities once, but it's nice to see it.
I'll need to bring you in Vegas.
In Vegas, I'll probably end up in the States. Up the hill? We? Ah. Having fun back there? Up, up, up. Yeah. All right, we're back on the road again. I'm starting to feel like the baseball player that's just never gonna hit a home run. My God, it's just about June now, which almost a year now. That's right. So I got my son in the car. Now I've really got to the point where I'm so out of options. I'm going back to some of the stuff I looked at before, just to see if it's available. Back in, I think it was February, sometime in the winter, I had gone to this one spot where there was a Nova under a bunch of pallets, and the owner had told me it was sold. Well, the guy was supposed to come get it, whatever, so I'm just gonna go see if it's still there, because at this point, I don't have many options, and I just want to eliminate things once and for all. So we're gonna see if that car is still under those pallets, because it's worth the shot at this point. All right, here we are. So what do you think, Lex? Do you think the car is still gonna be there? Do you think we're gonna see the car?
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you think we're gonna buy the car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whee!
Whee! Yee-hoo! All right, big hill. Well, let's see. Another hill, yeah, over here. Let's see. Is the car still there? Let's, orange and blue. It's still there.
Big one. Big one.
Look, it's still there. Check it out. It's still there. All right, Lex. You know what we have to do? Let's go bother some people. All right, let's go see. Hey, boss. How you doing? My name's Max. Sorry?
Nova?
Yeah. Months ago, I was here in the winter, and your wife told me that some guy bought it in Quebec.
I saw your video.
You saw the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, good video.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, but it's sold.
It's sold. Yeah, he's not.
This one here, I mean, I've got your name, number.
Yeah.
If
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'm sorry to bother you. I felt bad coming in, but I'm like, I got nothing left to lose at this point.
you got it.
Well, listen, I really appreciate your time anyways. I'm sorry my son's in the car, so I'm gonna run, but I was going to my parents' place. I thought, what the hell?
He changes his mind.
Yeah,
You
it's...
never know.
All right, well, it is sold for sure, but it's kind of cool. The guy's been following the series since I stopped by, so that's kind of neat. He actually watched it. That's really cool. But hey, if it's going to another home, someone's gonna fix it, that's great, you know what I mean? It was always the goal to find something that someone doesn't want, or you know, something that's a challenge for sure, so just gotta find that sweet spot. So anyways, back to the hunt. So it's officially been 1 year since this crazy journey started. It's now July. You know, since John's Nova, there really hasn't been much that's happened. Other than that red Nova, there really hasn't been many options come up. And I really started feeling like I made a mistake not taking that car, and a lot of people gave me a hard time about it. And during that time, you know, I thought I would have the car by now. It's July. I was expecting not to just have the car, but I've done a fair amount of work on it. But that's just not the way life is. You can't plan these kind of things. Life has a way of kind of working itself out. But what's happened is during this time, I've had time to actually enjoy my life, you know, do some things I hadn't previously got to do. I got to actually fix up this old girl here. You know, I had restored it previously, but it just hasn't ran properly since about 2011. Took the time to take apart the fuel system, do all the new lines, fix all the little things, and you know what? I've enjoyed this car for the first time in over a decade. Just threw me back to when I was a kid, you know, driving around with my brother, going to the Maritimes. It was just so cool to have this thing back in my life, and I've been taking my dog for a lot of drives and my son. So life's good, everything happens for a reason. If there's anything this journey has taught me, it's to slow down, take it easy, you know, don't have such crazy expectations of what you should have and at what time. Life is gonna go how it's gonna go. Just gotta go with the flow. Look out for signs, you know, pick up on the clues, little nuances, things that come up, but you know, don't be so concerned about time limits and when things should happen. But I know what everyone's wondering. The Nova, what about the Nova? What's going on with that? Well, there just hasn't been a whole hell of a lot, to be honest with you. And all of a sudden, in 2 months, when there's nothing going on, in the last 24 hours, not one, not two, but 3 different cars have shown up. One car is about 2.5 hours away. It's a 1968 Acadian, which is a Canadian version of the Nova. And that one's been sitting in the field apparently for a while, but apparently it's pretty decent, somewhat solid car. And the guy's gonna send me photos. He wants $2,500 for it. And then 2 more cars showed up just 5 minutes from where I live. So in the next 2 days, we're gonna check out these cars. We're gonna see what these options are like, and who knows, we might have our car, or we might be still on the hunt. But now, it's time to go check out these cars and see what we got. Oh, and one more thing, make sure to take the time to have some fun along the way.
You gonna say good luck, Dada?
Bye, Dada.
Bye-bye, Bobbies. See you soon.
So it is a smoky, smoky morning. That's right, that is not fog, that is forest fire smoke. We've been blanketed by smoke the last couple of weeks. We've had a lot of fires in the area. But we're back on the hunt, we're back on the journey. We're gonna go check out a 72 today. This is a car I've been curious about for a long time. That's right, it's a car I've known about for a long time. And it's a car you guys have seen before, but we've never actually got to go check it out. So you remember that car with the pallets on it? Guess what? I got a phone call from the owner. Turns out the car is now for sale. The guy changed his mind, he has no time for it. So we're finally gonna get to check this thing out. We found this back in February. And I remember leaving my business card and then going back to see him not long ago. And he still said it was sold back then. But he said, like you said, you just never know. You just never expect it to actually happen, that the person changed their mind. Well, that's exactly what's happened, so let's go check this thing out. I've been dying to see this thing. All right, so here we are. It's time to go see this car. The owners were nice enough to let us come see it, even though they're not here. So let's go take a look at this thing. Today is the day to go see it. Oh, this is pretty exciting. At the same time, very nerve-wracking, right? I've been thinking about this one for a while. Wow, look at that! Oh, wow. She is a rusty girl. All right, so this one's pretty rough. Pretty freaking rough, if you ask me. It's got a cowl induction hood. It definitely needs to be changed. Front fender is good up until about here, which is typical for a Nova. Doors, for sure. Quarter panels, of course, always. You can cut here and you could tie into there. That's very easily doable. The trunk's not too bad. But you do have some rust right here. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, no, it's soft. The tail panel doesn't look bad, but trust me, those always need to be replaced. It's got all the glass, which is nice. It's definitely original because the shape it's in, it's pretty crusty in there. Wow. Bench seat. Both seats are there, that's nice. Someone changed the steering wheel. It's got like a comically small steering wheel in there. This fender's not terrible. Let's see if we can look underneath and see what it looks like there. Yeah, oh, rad support is done. Even the subframe looks extremely crusty. Oh wow, look at that. The trunk pan just comes down all the way here. Looks like a 10-bolt rear end, which is pretty typical. Frame rails are done. They're cooked. I don't need to put a screwdriver through those to know they're finished. Inner fenders, trunk drop off. Yeah, you can see right into the carburetor, rear, which is pretty typical for these cars, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, this one's onto the list of, it'll be way too much work. It's worth spending a little bit more and getting something a little more solid. So John's car was definitely more solid than this one. So it's really nice of the owners to let us come check it out, but this is just not our car. We gotta keep looking. So here we are on the road again. I got my Canadian citizen patriotic contract requirement, extra large durable for the Spirit, keeping it strong. I'm gonna check out a car today. We're gonna go check out this 68 Acadian. I was supposed to get pictures for it, and the guy did send some pictures, but they were pretty god awful. It's just really hard to judge, and he offered to send some more, but honestly, this is 2.5 hours away. The pictures never tell the story. It doesn't matter how good they are. You can never really see them. It's just like buying a house on real estate. You check it out, looks amazing, the pictures you show up, and it's a dump, right? You can see all the drywall patches. Oh, they didn't paint or prime properly, you know, that kind of shit. Pictures just do not do justice. So we're gonna go check this car out. It's a 1968 Acadian sitting in a field. I know what you're saying. Max, what the hell are you doing? Going backwards. Hear me out. You know, of all the cars I've seen, I have yet to see one car that doesn't need an entire floor pan. So the difference with this car is everybody's been asking about, you know, $5,000 to $7,000 for cars that are worth $2,000 in the end. Well, what's gonna happen if I look at a car that's worth, you know, $2,500 or $2,000 as a starting price? I got room to work with. I got some wiggle room there. So at this point, it's just worth going and check it out, see what it is. I got nothing to lose. I'll take a look at this car. It's an Acadian, so it's a rare car. Canadian version of a Nova, Pontiac. So it should be interesting. I'm pretty excited to see this. All right, only a few minutes away, and wow, would you look at that? Beautiful drive as always. Always worth it, just going for the drive. Now let me be clear, I have no expectations of this car. It's cheap, it's available, it's out there, and if it's original, it should be interesting. See, you have to go to small town. You gotta go to the countryside in order to see an old granny on a steamroller. That's just hilarious. But that's awesome. See, you really have to go to the middle of freaking nowhere to find these things. The gems aren't just in town, just sitting there. You really gotta go find these things. So, look at that. Wow. Unbelievable. That's a hell of a view. Look at that. Goodness. Now this is a pretty cool drive. Check this thing out. It's never even been paved before. I got the first coat. You know, this is really interesting. I'm literally in the middle of nowhere, and it just makes me wonder what the use of this vehicle was, how long it was on the road for, why it was taken off, and what year, all that. These are all questions you gotta think about when you're doing this. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. I really wasn't gonna come see this car because I heard it was in a field, I saw the price, and I'm thinking it's just gonna be the biggest piece of shit possible. Like, that's what they all are, especially at that price and the shape. But I don't know, I'm getting excited coming out here because it's just, Like, how cool would it be to find something that's solid enough to save that's just sitting in the middle of nowhere? There's something really romantic and satisfying about that, you know what I mean? This one? Who the hell knows? Oh no, I see old cars. That's where it's gotta be. How you doing? I'm good. I found you. Nova guy, yeah. All right, so this is out in the field. Let's go check it out. Oh yeah, there she is. There's something here. There's a little bit of Bondo someone slapped on, probably a million years ago, but yeah, but this has been done. I could see that's a weld.
Yeah, look.
See, there's a lot of moisture there, but
not right.
you see what happens with the Bondo though? Moisture gets behind because it's still porous, and then it just rusts from the side. But what you do is you cut them here, all the way to the end.
Well, you know, right? Right
Yeah,
here.
right there.
And right here. That's what I did mine. I
That's
just did
all
mine.
you need, man. These fenders, every single one I've seen, I can put my hand through them. This is not the original fender because it's got 307 badging on it.
Yeah, they're different fenders. And it's got these too. That's
Yeah,
Either
the louvers,
offsets or-
but the roof is savable.
the roof is
I
really
thought it
good.
wasn't when I looked at the pictures, but rust is fine, but this is hard rust. This is,
Yeah, that last one I got rid of was 85 and the roof was done. And
when did you buy this thing?
this
Yeah.
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
Yeah, I put it here and I was dreaming about it.
Okay. Do you know, it probably has a 10 bolt rear end, eh?
Oh yeah,
10 bolt,
yeah.
I would say. Wow.
And the
Okay.
seats
Oh,
are
rear
hard to
seat?
get.
Okay, you got the
Back.
frame. That's good.
Very hard.
That's tough to
People
find.
After those,
Yeah.
I got 2 sets luckily.
We can definitely get that, oh, look at the size of those spiders. Holy cow. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do anything with this thing. Anything.
No.
No, I'm ashamed of myself, to be honest with you.
Wow.
Should have redone it.
Those inner fenders don't look bad at all. The wheel wells,
No, actually, you're right.
they look pretty good. That's usually the part that's just gone, like, because as soon as you have to start tying everything together, there's so much you remove that, what do you
The
tie
truck
into?
it's gone, but I mean,
That's normal.
it's not.
Frame rails are gonna be
it's not
gone.
The floor.
Yeah, I could see the frame right through it, and I know the frame's gonna be gone, but
Yeah, you got to do some patching. I checked the car out.
yeah,
There's a few patches on that frame.
yeah. Wow, this has been here for a long,
yeah.
long time.
Yeah, she needs a complete floor.
Rockers. It's a unibody, so the frame is the rockers and the floor. I know a lot of people would see this and be like, my God. For me, the biggest part, it's all the back. All the unibody stuff. Front clip, it's not a big deal. You could change everything. Back here though, it's to get the structure. There's, like I know the tail panel will have to be changed. It always does. But even
This is what you look for right here.
Right here.
You pick that bumper like that and
Yeah.
it's solid.
yeah,
That's not bad.
no,
Like usually they go right through. And I don't know, it's hard, even for 10 grand. People don't even know.
someone bondoed the shit out of this. Look at that. But firewall's a little rough in some areas, that's for sure. It's rebuildable though.
So what about this? No, that's not too bad. I'll tell you, man.
It's not terrible.
Not bad. Over there, maybe.
That's pretty bad down there.
Yeah.
The whole, but you know what?
But I mean, this is where they
Yeah.
go. That seam right there, right?
Yeah.
Where that is gone, but that's very easy. To
The one
find.
thing that's gone for sure is all the torque boxes. Like you can see that they're not sitting on anything.
See?
So your outer rockers are pretty good on the bottom, which is the important part. And it goes all the way, but you see back there,
Yeah.
that corner is really rotted out. That's my concern, that corner. Like if you take a look, I moved all the seats and shit. That's kind of my biggest concern is back there. I'm not sure how structurally sound.
Yeah,
You don't really want too much rust back here where the structure meets, but it's not terrible. Like, doors are rough, that's for sure.
All right.
Yeah, well, at the bottom, actually, it might just be skin.
This is where
No.
you check them right here.
Oh yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
Those doors are, we'll have to get new doors for sure.
I might let it go for you for 2 grand for you.
For $2 grand?
It's got potential, but on the other end of it,
Yeah, it's a fuckload of work.
holy shit.
Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Holy shit, it's right, bud. Despite seeing potential in the Caden, it was just one of those vehicles that would be added to the long list of cars I had to pass on. This project would just be too large and it would take too much time for someone like myself to do. It just didn't make sense taking this car, and it especially didn't make sense based on the other cars I've seen. And it was at this point I really began to question myself in my decision making. Did I make the right move by passing on John's Nova? Based on everything else I've seen, it was the best one in the best condition and best price, and I had passed on with it. And this was really starting to eat me up, and I really began to question my decision making here. And if the weather was any indicator of my current mood, with all the unprecedented storms we've been getting, it was definitely a dark point in this journey. However, as bad as things can be, things can change in an instant. The sun can come out, and opportunity can present itself. All right, it's time. Let's take a look at these pictures. Car hasn't been touched since the early 80s. Let's take a look. Hi Max, I hope you get the general idea. It is what seems to me like a solid floor and rear frame rails. Under the hood looks great. The rear panel where the bumper bolts to is also great, which is never the case. If you need to contact me, here it is. Wow, that is one of the most solid cars I've seen yet. I've only seen a few pictures, but that's pretty freaking rare. Hasn't been touched since the early 80s. Wow, that is really worth looking at. So we did indeed look into the car. Got some pictures, got some videos. I asked my contact down there that found it, Jerry, to send me very specific videos and pictures of the car. So I'm not gonna make the same mistakes I made with John's car, hopefully. But this car, it's not around here. It's not in Ontario, it's not even in Quebec. It's all the way out in New Brunswick. So this is even more of a risk for us to go out there and get it, because you just never know at the end of the day. Pictures and videos only tell so much. But I'll tell you one thing, from what I've seen, this car is like absolutely nothing we've seen before. And it just goes to show you, the gems are out there, you just gotta wait for them. So you're probably wondering, what the hell did you guys find? Well, you know what? We're gonna keep that a surprise this time. You're gonna have to watch the next episode, check it out. But I'll tell you right now, it's like nothing you've seen before.